Hello, everyone. This is Grand Madam at Grand Madam's Tarot. How are you? How was your weekend? I hope everything is good and all is well with you. Um, for me, I lost a dear friend over the holidays, and when you get to be a certain age, you know it's coming. In your 40s and 50s, you're going to lose you very easily may lose your parents, definitely your grandparents. And when you get older than that, that's when you start losing the spouses, the lovers, the boyfriends, and the girlfriends. And then the next thing you know, you turn around once, and then it's your line of friendships. All the people that you knew, you went to school with, used to, you know, uh, play games with, go to the movies with, tell your secrets to. Then they start passing away. Well, that's what happened with me this weekend. One of my dear friends from childhood passed away, and I had no idea she was even sick. And something happened to me when I heard about her passing. And the best thing I can tell you is that I realized that you should never take a friendship casually. You take your friendships seriously, especially ladies with your girlfriends, seriously, because it's your girlfriends who are going to be there to support you when your mom and dad are gone, when your grandparents are gone, when your husband or your other spouse is gone. All that's left is the girlfriend. The children can't do it for you. They cannot. They have no understanding of what you're going through. But someone on your level, someone in your league, someone who's grown up with you, knows the depths of that despair that you're experiencing. You know, um, I feel better now than I did earlier this week, and I'm also getting my health online too. I'm not ready to go anywhere. But it was so funny because I thought she would. For some reason, I've got this belief: as long as I'm alive, everybody I know is supposed to be alive with me. And when she, of all people, passed, I selfishly got angry. I went from sad to angry. How could you leave me? What? How can I live without you? That kind of stuff. I hadn't seen her in a couple years, but it didn't matter. As long as she was on planet Earth, I was fine. So I guess that's the screwy things that people go through or I go through. But I'm saying all this just to say that take your friendships seriously. Tomorrow is promised to no one, and neither is today or this afternoon. Okay. And on that, let me get this out the way. I decided to, because of that too, let's look into some shadow work for the collective. I want to use the Dark Goddess deck, and I want to use the Healing Angels deck to see and back it up with Moonology if we can. What's left, because now is the time that we are to. You can't release your shadow. You just have to be aware of your shadow and own it and contain it when necessary. Okay? You don't let it override you and your good sense. That's what the shadow work is all about. If you're a nitpicker and you know you're a nitpicking idiot and you drive people crazy with it, when you start nitpicking, you can flag it up. I'm beginning to nitpick, so let me just pull this down and stop. Because things like that can really, I just used nitpicking because it was the first thing that came to my mind. But shadow things like nitpicking, lying to make somebody else feel good, things that can blow up in your face and cost you something good. That's where your shadow does that. Your shadow might come out of a traumatic experience. You might have been taught to do things in a certain way, shadowy, and you're really not even conscious of you doing it. It's just that people are leaving you alone all of a sudden. Not all of a sudden, people just don't want to be bothered. Opportunities go, people go, and you wonder what it is. And then somebody will tell you, you said blah, 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 didn't you? Well, I didn't. Yeah, you said it. I did. You want to hear it? They pull the tape back on you. But that's your shadow. You don't even know half the time what you really said. Or you didn't mean to say it, but it came right on out the mouth and you didn't even hear it. That's your shadow. Okay? So let's get this, especially with this ascension or the end or blah, 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 whatever you want to call it. We still need to work on these shadows. So even though we're doing very, very good, collective, we are doing wonderfully good. I commend you all. Um, let's see what shadows we can work on between now and next week that we need to be aware of within ourselves and that we can heal. Okay? Heal if need be. Just be aware of it if need be. Correct it if need be. All right? So here we go. Here we go. Your friendships, first thing. Who are you attracting in your life? You know? Even your most casual friendships have a purpose. Or do you have friends who have no purpose in your life? It's time for them to go bye-bye. Why? Because you're going to need your energy. And you don't need it disturbed. You need to be focused on self right now. Anything that's healing. Okay. Now, these cards do not read in revert. Oh. Sorry, that allergy still hanging around, if that's what it is. Okay, give me 3 shadow issues here. Spirit team, tarot team, dark goddesses, that the collective and I can work on this week and the upcoming week. This is Friday. This is Friday, isn't it? Or is it Thursday? No, this is Thursday. Oh, good. We got a day's head start. So from today to next Thursday, what can we work on? Okay. Take it from... Okay. Oh, coercion. Ooh, Erishkigal. Erishkigal. She's an Anunnaki. Ooh. Equality. Lilith. And Fortuna. Wow. Okay. I said 3. We're going to start. No, we're not going to look at the bottom. Okay. Erishkigal. Let me get the book up on this. Erishkigal is an Anunnaki princess. But I forgot what her claim to fame is. The Anunnaki. Okay. The Anunnaki. You've probably heard about the Anunnaki by now. If you're on Facebook, on YouTube. Earth and Beyond. What is it name? Beyond the Stars. I can't think of people who are doing it right now. Ancient history, ancient alien history. The Anunnaki is a group of beings that came to Earth, thousands of years BC. Thousands of years. They were supposed to have introduced... No, wait a minute. They were supposed to have created human beings from the Homo sapiens that were walking the earth at that time. Okay? That was their slave force. This is a very overgeneralized explanation of what Anunnaki is. And so they created more slaves and servants out of the Homo sapiens who were here. And what they were doing, they were testing as they were going along. And eventually what they ended up doing was mixing their DNA with the DNA. They were creating humans. And to improve upon what was already walking around, they mixed their DNA. Not just they mixed their DNA, they took implanted embryo into Anunnaki female scientists and flat out created the Homo sapiens sapiens we are today. As a slave race, as a working race, there was a lot of backbiting, a lot of infighting within this group. But I tell you, the patriarchal system we have today, it has got to be from those people because that's just the way they believe, that's the way they acted. And uh, they were, I get, if you look in the Bible, they talk about the Anaks, Anak, but then again, they kind of split off and talk about the Nephilim. But Anunnaki means basically those from the heavens fall. But if you study Anunnaki tradition, and Zechariah Sitchin translated their texts, which are in Sumerian texts. I'm all over the place with this. Basically, they called their home world heaven, not to be confused with the heaven in the Christian beliefs. No, I looked at that. I'm like, well, why the hell did they? Anyway, no, that's not the same place. Not the same heaven. Because these people sure as hell didn't come from no heavens. Okay? They were something else. I don't think we have anything on earth like that. Thank God for that. That would could deal with somebody like this. But anyway, this is a granddaughter of one of them. I forgot which one. And and you see what she's about. Coercion. They were about force. Um, I can't even say that. By any means necessary. Don't care how you do it. That was them. That is them. It's then he left. There was a problem. This was pre big antediluvian Noah's Ark wave, and basically they left. They left the earth and let the rest of us like drown, and then came back. So it's said. But Erich Kegel has a way of, well, because she was the female, her, she could go either way with this. She was either blackmail you emotionally or take a knife to your throat. I mean, that's how these folks behaved. All right? Okay. That's how they behaved. And it says here, don't give in to emotional blackmail. Confide in someone you trust. Make a list of your priorities and put yourself first. Be careful with whom you share your secrets. Someone is asking too many personal questions. Set your boundaries. A power struggle incites threats. Walk away. Okay? Erich Kegel is nothing to play with. Never was. In any of those. I don't think I have any more in this deck either. But, and they have a interesting little write-up here in the book. But, nah. She's not to be played with. She gets what she wants. If it's not brute force, it's some type of sexual seduction that, like I said, ends up with a knife in your throat. So you don't want to be, just walk away. That's one thing. Now, because it could be shadow work, that might be the way you're operating. Okay? So let's see. Coercion. What should we do with this coercion piece here in our shadow? I'm picking up the Healing Angels cards to see how they react to it. Okay. So how do we work with this? With Erich Kegel here. Erich Kegel, I'm sorry. I've heard her name mentioned two different ways. Erich Kegel and Erich Kegel. I think it's Erich Kegel. No, Erich Kegel. Either way. She knows who she is. So, tell us about coercion. How can we heal ourselves with this feeling of needing to be so forceful, of needing to do whatever it takes to get what we want, regardless of whoever it hurts? What do we need to do with that? And some of us were taught that's how you get things done. So, Healing Angels, what do you say? Mm. Instead of forcing the issue, surrender and release it to the higher ups, to spirit or your higher self. Surrender and release the issue and allow things to unfold instead of you pushing your way through it, because you definitely will hurt yourself. That was interesting. Okay. Is there anything else? Serenity. Be peaceful with it. And this is about a friendship. Make friends with it, whatever it is. That was interesting. Okay. So let me put these back in and put these back in. All right. Now let's look at Lilith. So we're not going to use force. That's the first thing that comes up in our mind, how to force somebody to bend to our will. Now we're going to surrender and release the situation to the forces, to the higher forces, and allow things to unfold. And we're going to ground ourselves, be centered, be peaceful, meditate, suck your thumb, whatever. Just be still. Okay. Now we're moving on to Lilith. And Lilith is about independence and equality. Okay. Lilith was the first wife of Adam. And she was not in a submissive mode at all. She said, I am your equal. Why do you want me to submit to you? I will not do such a thing. And she left. I mean, she really left. And it was, what is it? This is out of the Jewish tradition, Judean tradition. What was it? God told her to go back to Adam. And if she did not go back to Adam, her children would be cursed. She cursed them then, because I'm never going back to that. And this is supposedly where your vampires, your werewolves, and your other creatures of the night come from. Now, I don't know about that part. Okay. So, independence and equality, the shadow. So somebody wants to be on the same level as someone else. Okay, this is going to be interesting. What do the healing angels have to say about that? I would never have seen that as shadow. Or is it that someone needs to be more independent? We're going to look at it and let's see what the healing angels say. Mm-hmm. Okay. One more? No more. Okay. Okay. And abundance. Forgiveness. Power. Just be peaceful. Abundance. Let's see what Lilith is about. Then I don't know which way to go with this reading. Oh, I do have another Anunnaki in there. Okay. Ah. Okay. Somebody's being too submissive. And what is happening? Their prosperity is suffering. Someone was definitely in a situation where they chose to stand down when they should have stood up and been 10 toes down, as the young people say. In other words, stand up for what you believe, stand up for yourself. So instead of standing up for themselves, what they have done is they keep standing back into the shadows, or just letting other people do for them, and it is costing them their abundance. And now something has taken place where, we don't have to go into that kind of detail. Now you have to say you're sorry, Because instead of doing what you knew you could have done, you had the power to do, you didn't do anything. And now the only thing you can do is to make peace with yourself for not doing anything. Mm. And to find your own serenity. That's heavy enough right there. That's heavy enough. Yeah. Okay. Let's move along to Fortuna. Fate. Let me read up on fate and see what they say. Fortuna. Mm. All right. Jeez. Mm. The choices you're making right now are going to follow you for the rest of your life. How you like that? Wow. Choices you're making. So you have to choose wisely, not haphazardly, and not without thinking. Just going out. You know the rent is due. Today is the first. But you're going to spend your mint money on that bag, or you're going to put that money down on that business, or you're going to put your money in a bar. Do what? The rent is due. You mean you didn't pay the rent? Play that number, put that money on that horse. Okay. Let's see what the healing angels have to offer. I have to pull those weeds out of that garden. Okay. What do they have to offer? That's Garfield. Okay. What do the weeds have? What do the weeds? I'm sorry. What the? What is? How to offset this fate? What can the healing angels offer us? I think this is an interesting spread here. I'm going to do this. It's called. I'm going to name it the shadow spread. What are you doing? Well, hello to you too, Garfield. Yeah, kid, go talk to Garfield. He's interrupting me. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay. Yes. Take it from the top or the bottom. Take it from. Okay, take it as spirit. Whatever you're getting ready to do, a decision has to be made before you do anything. Take it to spirit first. This is about spiritual growth, peace of mind, serenity, and blessings. Truth and integrity. That's what this was heavy. So I don't know what you're getting ready to do. Think twice. Pray over it. Meditate over it. Do that yes and no body exercise I taught you how to do. Stay in your integrity and work from the truth, and everything will be all right. So we really didn't need Moonology at all, did we? Let's just in case. How do you like that so far? I'm beginning. I like that. I wonder if I should copyright the shadow technique. I didn't want to copyright that. Okay, what's the Moonology message? Or should I be generous? Should I be? Okay. One more? Okay. Mm-hmm. Thank you. And the Moonology deck says, the balsamic moon, now is a time for healing. Okay? Pull back off the force. Stand up for yourself. Make the right decision because your fate is at hand. This is Grand Madam with the shadow spread. I kind of enjoyed it. I hope you did too. Much love. Oh, you want me to stick around?